looking at finding the roots to a cubic function, so roots or x-intercepts, however way you want to call them. And I'm gonna show you how to do it using two methods. So you have the factorization method and the syntactic method. And I'm gonna show you how different they are and how similar they are as we go forth. So the first thing in both of these methods is that you want to try and find the trial number, the first one that you're gonna use to go forth with the rest of the process. So we can try one. So let's say 1 cubed minus 5 all squared minus 4 place 1 there plus 3. So that one will not be effective because that does not give you a y value of minus of 0. It gives you minus 4. So you change it, you want to do 2. Okay, you find minus 9. You want to keep going as fast as you can go, and then hopefully you get the number. So we can see that here the trial number, or the trial x value, is actually going to be x is equals to 3. So that's your successful one, right? So what do you do going forward? As you go forward with the factorization method, the first thing that you're going to do is that, first of all, identify the fact that your first root is x is equals to 3. X is equals to 3 can be written as x minus 3 is equals to 0, right? So this is your first part. And then considering your first part, what you want to do is that you want to come and take this first term over here divided by the term, or the first term of the expression that you just created over here, so that you're just going to be having 2x to the power 3 divided by x. It's going to give you 2x squared, right? And then once you have this, underline it, and then you want to come and take 2x squared multiplied by that. So that's going to be 2x squared. X minus 3 gives you 2x cubed minus 6x squared. And then you can call this 1. And then you want to come and take 1 and subtract it from f of x. So you're going to come and say f of x minus 1. Then what's that going to give you? That's going to give you x squared minus 4x plus 3. Why? Because this one is going to subtract on this one. Minus 6 is going to become plus 6x squared, and that's going to give you this. And this is what you're going to get. And then moving forward, so this is your other equation, right? We can call this equation number 2. Right, this is equation number 2. Then you want to come and do the very same thing, working with x and the first term of your new expression, right, of your new equation, of equation 2. And then that's going to be you saying x squared divided by x gives you what? X, right? You underline this as well. There's a reason you're supposed to underline this. And after that, you take this value that you got here, multiplied with x minus 3, multiply with this entire expression, you get yourself x squared minus 3x, right? And then you come and take this, and then you do the very same thing, subtract it on that. So you can come and say, you can call this equation number 3. So you can come and say equation 2 minus equation 3, and then that's going to be giving you minus x plus 3, right? You can call this equation 4. Do the same thing. Minus x divided by x gives you negative 1. You underline this as well. And then you're going to come and multiply this with what? With that, and then you get minus x squared plus 3. You take this, you can call this equation number 5, come and say equation number 4 minus 5. We can write this out all together. You can come and say minus x plus 3. Okay, take that out, say minus x plus 3 to see how that actually looks. This one is going to become positive, cancels out with this. This one is going to become negative, cancels out with this. So look at the ones that you underlined, minus 1, x, and 2 of x. These are the values that you're going to take and you're going to use in your expression, right? So you're going to come and say f of x is actually equal to x minus 3, 2x squared, what's the other one? Plus x minus 1. Then you factorize this, right? And then this is going to end up becoming x minus 3 is equals to 0, and 2x into x, 1, 1. These are the factors for you to get 1. 1 times 1 gives you 1. Now you want to determine which one should be where. So that's going to result in you saying, okay, given the circumstances, since this one is bigger and the middle term is actually positive, then I want to be having the difference between the multiplication of this and this and the multiplication of this and this being a positive number. So henceforth, what is to be positive? This one is to be positive and this one is to be negative. And then henceforth, the next answer or the next thing that you're going to be doing is around this section. You're going to come and say x is equals to 3 or x is equals to 1 over 2 or x is equals to negative 1. Then you come and prove it by plugging all of these numbers into your f of x, and then you will find the answer to that. So that's how you would do it in relation to the factorization method. Take your time, try and practice it. I'm going to place some equations later at the end of the video. Second one, so synthetic division. How do we do that? What's going on? Synthetic division is kind of like the main one that's pushed out to you guys because it connects with the things that you've already done before in the previous grades. So what do? We've already found the trial root, so x minus 3. You're going to do that, and it's the same method. The first thing you do between these two is to find a trial root, and this is what you would find. Then after that, you would come and say, let's say I'm going to write this a bit downwards, do this, and then say 2x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 3. And then you're going to come and say minus. Then you're going to come and take the first term for this one and divide it with this one. With the first term for the expression, you get yourself 2x squared. Then multiply this with the rest of that, you get what? You get 2x cubed minus 6 squared, right? Then you're going to come and subtract these with the similar terms that they have in the previous expression. That's going to end up giving you 0 in this dimension plus x squared over here. And then you can come and take down the following term or the successive term. So that's going to be minus 4x, right? And then we move forward. And when we're moving forward, the next thing would be to do the same thing. So divide this by x gives you what? Plus x. And then you multiply this with the entire terms over there. You get what? First thing, remember to do negative sign. And then you would have x squared minus 3x. And then you subtract. What do you get? You will be getting yourself, subtract this from this, that's 0. And then this one is going to become positive, giving you a negative x, right? Divide negative x by x gives you what? Negative 1. Multiply negative 1 with the rest of that expression over there, and then it's going to give you negative x plus 3. Remember to take down the successive term, and then once you take it down, you have a plus 3 over there. And then once you subtract and work out the difference between these, your remainder is 0. And if your remainder is 0, that means that the rest of the expression can actually be used for you to actually find the roots that you want to end up getting. So this is your remainder, and as you go forth, x minus 3 can be written 6 squared plus x minus 1. All of this is equals to f of x, right? So moving forward, apart from that, now this is a system that you would also use over here. You would come and say, since you're trying to find the intercept rather for this particular expression, your x-intercept for x-intercept f of x is equals to 0, right? So you would come and say 0 is equals to x minus 3. So what I'm showing you right now is the complete method that will enable you to get a mark, because this entire step is also applicable in terms of you getting marks. So you have to move forward. They don't really mark this to be honest. However, for you to be able to move by and recognize what is an intercept, that would be very important, and you would not be able to lose track of what you're doing. So you go forth, x is equals to 3, or what? Or 0 is equals to 2x minus 1 into x plus 1. And then as you move forward, x is equals to 3, or x is equals to 1 over 2, or x is equals to minus 1. So based on how fast I did the rest of these, you can determine which one is more efficient. This one was faster. This one was a bit slower. You yourself can determine which one works for you, depending on whether or not if you remember how the other one works and how the other one does not work. But what you tend to see and what you're going to recognize is that these are actually very similar. How do I say that? Well, throughout the entire circumstance or throughout the entire scenario, what you were doing was that you were going to be dividing the first term of the original or of the previous expression with the first term of the trial root, right? So that's going to be your x. And that's what you did for both of them. You did it for this one, and you also did it for this particular term. And then the next step that you had to do was to come and multiply this, and then find the next expression. That's the same that's kind of like the same thing that you did in a way. You multiplied this with this, and then you found your next expression, and then you subtracted your next expression from what? From your previous expression. And that's kind of like the main thing that's going on here. These are just specifics. Since you're going to be writing your final, it's not a matter of you trying to cram all of these. It's just a matter of you being able to understand that, okay, moving into this, I would, if I was to forget something, there's this particular thing that I know for sure that I'm very stable with. And hopefully this is what helps you in doing that.